Hey everyone, welcome to Sweetcast. I want to talk about what it's like to work at Valiant Entertainment and Darkhorse. The reason I have two this time is because there were only two reviews for Valiant Entertainment. So we're going to go through these. We'll combine them together to sort of, or I guess, representing an indie comics realm. And if you'd like to see some others in the future, let me know. Before we get into the video here, Downcast Submerged is live on Indiegogo. I'm just going to refresh this so it's current. There we go. If you haven't backed it yet, there's only 3 days left. There might even be only 2 days left by the time you see this video. And I have something special I want to do. If we hit 40K, $40,000, I want to make standees that everybody that backed this collector's bundle will get. So if you backed the collector bundle, you will also get a standee if we hit 40K before the end of these 3 days. Not in demand, because I'm actually going to close this bundle down at the end of those 3 days. That's because your names are going to be in the book, and I have to make the print file. So this will be closed anyway. So I think that's doable. It's a little bit of a stretch for the stretch goal, but I think it's totally doable. So if you haven't backed it yet, please get in, check it out. It's in the link in the description below. It really helps me out to get that money before the end of the campaign, because I can use that for book production. So that is the goal, and I'm hoping that'll sweeten the deal. All right. So we'll start at Valiant Entertainment. Now, as I've done these videos, it's been pretty great to get some feedback from you all as well. And yeah, I get it that usually if somebody's going to glassdoor.com to write a review for their employer, they have a chip on their shoulder, or the opposite end of the spectrum is that they're hoping to get hired there. They've been an intern or something, and they want to sort of grease the wheels, so to speak. And so that could be another angle that they take. But it is also interesting if you look at the size of the company. It's 51 to 200 employees, at least that's what it's listed on here for Valiant. So we're talking a pretty darn small company. So keep that in mind. All right, so the first one review, this is not good. Not a great way to start here. It's a 1-star review titled "Do Not Work Here. Doesn't recommend, negative outlook." Pros: very caring, driven, and creative people in entry-level positions. They're very focused on entry-level. The cons are unstable and demoralizing work culture. Meetings were moved to intentionally leave out staff members that had fallen out of favor. That is what you call toxic. There would be a vague or no standard operating procedures for what? Let's look at all these. See all 2 reviews. Continue reading. Let's see. Vague or no operating standards for what would be essentially functions at other publishers. Longtime coworkers would be dismissed without notice or public comment to the office. Toxic upper management. Subordinates were frequently the subjects of verbal abuse and inappropriate or sexist remarks in front of other coworkers and interns, typically with no discipline or apology. Managers consistently demonstrated a disconnect, if not disdain, for their employees and the industry in general. Wow. Okay. Sexism. Was this a male employee? Is that possible that there was some sexism coming from those female superiors? We may never know. Valiant Comics. This is at the other end of the spectrum. 5-star review. Would recommend. CEO approval. Business outlook looks great. Pros: great people, good editors and coordinators, good rates, and very creative collaborators. They are very communicative and open about schedule problems or schedule promotion opportunities and developing other skills. That is so drastically different from the last review. I'm going to look at the cons here in a minute, but this was February 2017. The more recent one here was 2019. So in 2 years, did things change that drastically, or is this just not big enough of a sample size? So here's some of the cons from this one. They say not a lot of cons. If anything, the company is mid-sized and the material you produce will only reach a certain amount of people. The job is hard, but that's standard in the comic book industry business. Other than that, it's a great company. All right. Advice and management. Please continue performing at the same level. It was a It was and is a pleasure to collaborate with the entire team behind this company. Very positive outlook. Let's look at Darkhorse Comics. These are the reviews. Again, I have not looked at a single one of these yet. So let's see what we have. Starting off with a good one. Current employee, more than 3 years. Fast pace, excellent prospect. Pros, talent in every department. People who love what they do. Connect with artists. I'm mediate excellent and affordable benefits. Okay. Cons, downtown Milwaukee parking. Not a lot of engagement outside of your department. Advice, more engagement needed to boost morale. Okay, so they want to have company picnics or something. Next one, great people, caring company, still corporate. Pros, the people working there are great and welcoming. The company was very employee focused during COVID-19. It felt comfortable in the environment. Let's continue reading here. Cons, unspoken expectations. Communication was okay, but they lacked patience for teaching their very specific methods. I was told it would take at least a year to understand. And by the end of the year, I was let go. So that informs me that they say a year, but expect a quicker turnaround time. Yeah, honestly, that's a really long time to really learn and dig in, what it is that you're expected to do. So maybe that's a manager problem, or maybe it's an employee problem. Let's be honest here. Next one, best job ever. Great atmosphere, friendly coworkers, hands-on and caring upper management, all lowered to set own schedule. Or you're allowed to set own schedule, as well as modify or temporarily change it when needed. Even never bored, no micromanagement, allowed to wear headphones with the two O's, to wear headphones while working. Lots of great perks, like tons of freebies always available to grab from, i.e. toys, action figures, comic books, gaming books, art books, steins and cups, lots of items created for different licenses, as well as movie premieres and constant edible spoils. Wow, that sounds nice. Cons, average pay, located downtown Milwaukee, very quiet office, not a ton of engaging with others. This is the first time I've heard average pay, and that actually sounds pretty good because everybody else says they're working for poverty wages. Maybe there's a no coincidence here that it's also located in Milwaukee. I don't know what the cost of living there is, but I'm assuming it's a lot cheaper than it is in New York or LA for that matter. Advice to management, create/update training manuals, update software. Next one, great work environment. Wow, I'm starting to see a trend here. The people at Darkhorse are the best in the industry, very collaborative and capable. Cons, salary and benefits are above average for a small privately owned company, but low compared to bigger employers. Okay, it sounds like it's not too bad so far. Next one, 4-star review, good people, relaxed environment. Pros, there is staff on board that are dedicated, fun, and have great ideas that truly contribute to the work. The environment is totally casual and you can decorate your space pretty much however you want. Donuts and bagel days have been happening more, and they seem to be trying harder at listening to staff suggestions. 3 different buildings with office staff, and the vibe can be different in each one. Trust is there to self-manage in most departments in a very timeline-driven environment. Great health insurance and free gym membership. Cool comps and ideas. Cool to work in comic industry and can nerd out over some of the creations. This was in 2014, mind you. This was a little while ago since the last one. Cons, other benefits are standard, but improvements could be made. 5 days paid time off after 90 days, and then 3 weeks after 1 year. Accrual, each pay would be better. More fun things, though. See all this complaining about paid time off. This is definitely first world problems. So I guess that's a good thing. More fun things could be done to bring different departments together. Being spaced out in a few different buildings, even if across the street, doesn't always help promote team environment. It keeps it a bit siloed in some departments. Training within the department could be more consistent, but there's a lot of staff who have been there for a long time that you can fill in the knowledge gaps with. Advice to management, engage your staff more, offer additional perks that match the idea of what the company wants to be, allow for more common community events. Again, first world problems when your problems at work are that you want to just have more fun. My power went out because I kicked the power cord and the computer went off. Luckily, it saved the recording. So here I am again. So one point I wanted to make is that it's interesting that comics seem to be at their best when they're a smaller company and larger sales. And that seems to be really obvious. But the problem is that when sales go up over time, just the natural, march of things or progression of most businesses or institutions, including comics businesses, is that they start hiring on a lot of people. They get more bloated, and then sales go down, and then life suddenly becomes really difficult for those people that are remaining. And so when the business is too big and sales are too small, people are very unhappy. Comics, I think being lean is the right way to go. That's the right sort of balance. So I'm going to go here. Here's a 1-star review. This is for Darkhorse. Don't bother. Employee for less than 1 year. This was in 2018. So this is actually more recent. Pros, free comic books. That's it, really. Oh, gosh. Let's read these cons. They will actively punish you for doing a good job. Management believes getting things done quickly is more important than doing them correctly and will penalize you for doing things right the first time so you don't have to fix them later. That doesn't make sense. I'd love an specific example on that one. I wasn't there for very long, but apparently people went years without raises. If you want a job where you can skate by with minimum effort, this might be good for you. Oh, gosh. If you care at all about the quality of your work and the work of your colleagues, run away. That's harsh criticism. Next one here, writing software at a comic book company. So someone that's doing software. Pros, nearly everyone I worked with was very laid back, and I made some good friends during my time there. There was a lot of learning opportunities for junior and intern level engineers. As an engineer, putting in more than 40 hours a week was an extreme rarity. Cons, I don't think I was alone in feeling a little out of place being a software guy working at a publishing company. I got the feeling that people higher up in management didn't really know what to do with our group. The tech stack was frustratingly old and cumbersome. While I was there, I saw most of senior and mid-level engineers leave, which meant that it was hard for junior/intern to get mentored. Advice to management, figure out what exactly you want to get out of your software group. Stop doing everything in-house. Rotate management. That's interesting. Maybe hire out. Being in a cool job is part of the salary if you care about that kind of thing. This was in 2011. This is definitely something we saw throughout comic books. So it seems like if you just want to be around comics, you're a lot happier working for any comic book publisher. If you want more out of your job, then maybe working in comics is not the right place for you if you don't really care about working in comics. Pros, family-like environment, good medical benefits, and free gym membership, free comics, fun and passionate coworkers, very casual dress code. Cons, upper management is mostly cronies, which weighs down the cash flow and creative flow. Pay is not competitive at all. Business is basically the owner's toy. So often poor decisions are based on nostalgia. Yikes. Man, think about that for a minute. That could be a problem all throughout comics, is that owners, people running things, they still suffer from the same problem that many comic book creators do, and that is being a slave to your own nostalgia versus what makes clearer sense in the market. Advice to management, you need to get a lot of management and get rid of yes people. Add a few more creative business people and stop talking about how things were back in the day. That was then, this is now. Yikes. 1-star review. This is from 2014, same year that we got that really, really positive review. Let's see here. Pros, relaxed environment, great employees, casual. You can basically slack off all day and not get fired. That's not the first time we heard that. Slacking off all day is something that seems to be a regular thing here, at least in 2014. Cons, management is the worst I've seen. Narcissism runs rampant throughout management, and there are no consequences for their behavior. Narcissism, that's a problem in comics, period. Everywhere in comics. It's a massive problem. There is no humility in comics. also interesting too, because think of those allegations that came out of Scott Alley. That, I mean, call them allegations, but there are a lot of witnesses to his insane behavior toward other employees, and so no surprises here. Let's see, morale is so low that employees ask to get fired or laid off, and management is shady. HR and management is shady and not to be trusted. They do everything they can to divert responsibility for their mistakes and place it on their employees. Being thrown under the bus is a chronic problem for regular employees. Management is broken from the top down, and like the poster said previously, a company is the owner's toy. Yeah, okay. So they're just there to have fun with the company. Advice to management: get some therapy, take responsibilities for your actions, increase morale, increase pay, at least double what everyone is making. I mean, that's easy to say, but are they really pulling in enough money to double everyone's salary? I don't know about that. It would still be low, but seriously, try treating employees with respect. You might actually increase productivity and save the company some money, which should go straight to the employees' pockets. All right, I think we're going to stop there. There are some more reviews, but that was a pretty great cross section, I think. Let me know what you think, though. Have you ever worked at Darkhorse? What do you think? Are any of these accurate? Would you want to work at Valiant Entertainment? Or what do you think would make the ideal comic book industry to work for? And before you forget, right now, go down to the link in the description below. Click on Downcast 3. You're running out of time. Back it. And I want to give everyone acrylic standees. Everyone that backs the collector's bundle. That's the goal. So back it. You have 3 days left, and we're going to ship out a great book. So thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.